Hey guys, so one of the things I'm pretty sure that we all do, whether it's a weekly or monthly basis, is look at our dividends and wonder, how close am I to living off them? I definitely do, but for the past few days, I've actually been wondering another question. That's, what if I started sooner? How much closer would I be if I did? So in this video, we're gonna find that out. And trust me when I say this, what I found out is pretty crazy. I started investing back in May of 2019, and since then my portfolio has grown to about $18,000 or a little over that. I went from making $77 in my first full year of dividends, which was back in 2020, to currently being at a little over $200 in just the first 6 months of this year. So even though I'm really happy with how my portfolio has turned out so far, especially as someone that doesn't necessarily invest a lot, I do happen to catch myself thinking, what if I started earlier? And again, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's thought about this. Earlier would be at least 4 years ago, which sounds like a really random number, but that takes me as a college student trying to get their bachelor's degree, and that would put me right now at 10 years of investing. There's a little bit of regret, but it's not just about regret. It's about understanding how time and consistency can change all of our financial futures. So with that being said, I decided to see what my portfolio could have looked like had I invested 4 years earlier using some of the current metrics that I have with my current portfolio. Right now, my portfolio is growing at about 9% every single year. I lowered that down to 8% because this year so far has been pretty crazy. On average, since I first started investing, I've invested about $36.50 every single week. For the past year and a half, it's been $30 a week. 2 years before that, or the 2 years prior to that, it was $25 a week. And the first couple of years, I wasn't consistent in the amount I was investing or how many times I invested over a week or month period of time. And according to trackyourdividend.com, my portfolio is currently sitting at about a 2.1% yield with an average annual growth rate or CAGR of 5%. With all that being said, this is what my portfolio could have potentially looked like had I been investing for an extra 4 years. By the 10th year, my portfolio would be worth about $27,000 and I would get paid $895.75 in dividends, almost $900 per year. That dollar amount I'd invest over 10 years would be almost the same as the amount of money I made overall, and my overall amount had I invested 4 years ago would be about $9,000 more than what I'm currently at right now. That's the power of compounding. Every year that you invest, no matter how much it is, you're giving your money more opportunity to make more money off itself. But every year you don't invest, you're giving yourself an opportunity to lose potentially hundreds to thousands of dollars. I talk on this channel a lot about how most people don't even start investing because they feel like they don't have enough money to make a difference. But whether you have $30 a week like myself, $25, $10, or even $5 to spare every single week, the possibility of making long-term profits and even passive income with dividends is always there. And on top of that, if you have the goal to live off that passive income, make sure you celebrate the small goals like being able to pay for a $5 latte with your dividends, because that's definitely going to help offset the mindset that you don't have enough to invest to begin with. I personally have hit some small milestones myself, and I'll talk more about that in this video, along with the other bills I'm actually able to pay, along with some that I'm either kind of close to paying or I have a long way to go. So if you ever get some time, make sure you check out this video. I appreciate you guys watching this fairly short video, and until next time, as always, take care.